Theresa May has ruled out staying in a customs union with the EU amid claims she is deploying divide-and-rule tactics to outflank Brexiteers in the Cabinet. The issue of the customs union has emerged as a crucial battleground in the struggle over Brexit. The arrangements allow EU states to exchange goods without tariffs and imposes common tariffs on imports from outside the bloc. But they also prevents countries from striking deals outside the union.Downing Street today move to assuage mounting concerns among Tory Eurosceptics about a softening of Mrs May's position. The PM's spokesman said the UK would be leading the existing EU customs union and also went further by ruling out creating a new customs union with the bloc. But there are claims the Prime Minister is floating the idea of a time-limited extension on key parts of the customs union. Government sources told The Times that opposition to the proposal from Boris Johnson could be overcome as fellow Brexiteer Environment Secretary Michel Gove is thought to be open to the idea. However, NO10's sources played down the prospect of a phased withdrawal, describing it as noise. According to The Times, members of the subcommittee believe a compromise could be struck with a proposal for a time-limited extension to elements of the existing customs union. A senior government source said that Number 10 was prepared to play the pair off against each other and do what any good leader does, divide and rule. The tensions on the issue were underlined yesterday when Home Secretary Amber Rudd and Housing Minister Dominic Raab appeared to strike different positions. Ms Rudd seemed to back a form of customs relationship with Brussels, but Mr Raab insisted there will be no form of customs union. The EU's chief negotiator Michel Barnier is coming to Downing Street for lunch with Mrs May and Brexit Secretary David Davis today. It will be the first time the trio have met since EU leaders gave the green light for the second phase of negotiations to start at a summit in December. Fresh frictions have emerged after the European side insisted that EU law must continue to apply in the UK throughout the post-Brexit transition period expected to last around 2 years. Mrs May has already made clear that she intends to push back against the bloc's demands that EU citizens who come to the UK during the transition should enjoy the same rights as those who come before Britain leaves the EU on March 29, 2019. Ministers have complained that the demand goes beyond what was agreed at the December summit, but senior EU figures including the European Parliament's Brexit co-ordinator Guy Verhofstadt insist it is not negotiable. The government has also come under fire from its own backbenchers for agreeing that any changes to EU law which are passed during the transition will apply in the UK, even though Britain will have had no say in the decision-making process. The intervention by Downing Street sought to draw a line after days of sometimes confused messages from the top of government about the approach to future customs arrangements. The chairman of the Commons exiting the EU committee, Hilary Benn, said further detail was still needed from ministers if the terms of a future deal with Brussels are to be agreed by October as hoped. I wish it was clarity, but I don't think it is. I think the government is in a state of open disagreement. The Prime Minister has been immobilised, the Labour MP told BBC Radio 4's Today. We are 19 months since the referendum, we are 9 months to go, and we still don't know what it is we want. Tory Brexit rebel Anna Salbray urged Number 10 to do the maths and listen to company bosses. She claimed the Hard Brexit European Research Group, ERG, of Tory MPs, led by Jacob Rees-Mogg, had a deeply unattractive plan which involved leaving the customs union to chase unicorn trade deals at the expense of existing relations with the EU.